Breaks. Yep, everything seems fine. Okay. Well, welcome back to Hunters of Ulvurn, where last time we had a major combat that lasted longer than I expected.
I wonder why.
And we had a character
When
close
last we left our band of intrepid heroes.
where one of us almost died.
Yes.
Not me.
I wonder
All.
why.
It was me.
Yeah.
I wonder why. In
I'm fine.
Constitution.
What are you talking about?
Actually, I don't
My
think you're-
constitution's 12. I just got hit by like 4 or 5 guys several times.
I don't know why I thought your Constitution was an 8.
Because it was.
But that's because I messed up.
Well, we're
I
fine
had-
now. I have the most important spell in the game. We're good to go.
I had the correct stats in Roll20, but I had put the regular stats in D&D Beyond, the lower stats.
Well, we all learned something. Alexander's an ugly crier. Fee could actually take more damage than expected. And Atomic character walked away from this like no damage whatsoever.
Oh yeah. Well,
Alexander got to see how many hits Fee took. She took several.
yeah. To be fair, this character is intentionally meant to be a
Tank.
Yeah.
Basically, you're a tank with like a cannon that's like a magical cannon that just points towards stuff. Or more of a tank shoot.
It helped that he put protection of good and evil on himself.
Yeah.
Funny enough, I did the same thing earlier today.
Yeah.
It's like, Dom, that's a powerful spell to go against a beholder. And I'm like, yes, it is.
It's a strong spell against a lot of things. Like,
Yeah.
It's a good spell to keep prepared.
It is always a good spell to keep prepared.
I think it's only not good against beasts, monstrosities, and humanoids.
And certain humanoids.
Well,
Or most humanoids.
that's where they bring me along for. I murdered a lot of men last week.
And I guess
But
plants.
even then, without protection from good and evil, I still have shield and deflection. So
Yeah.
other than
I
that
do not
one
have those
crit-
things. I have absorb elements.
I mean, that's the thing. Is just that's why I went war magic. I was like, I could do evocation. It was like, well, war magic. It's like it's great. And now that I have counterspell, war magic is even stronger because every time if I stop or purge a magical effect, I gain an arcane charge that I can then use to empower my other abilities.
Yep.
So it's
I'm more of
essentially
I'm more of an aberration wizard caster myself. I love that bubble.
War magic war magic is what Eldritch Knights should be. Like they should really bake the war magic stuff into EK. Because EK is dog shit by itself till you get to level 7.
Yeah, it is.
And you get to cast a free cantrip every time you melee attack. But
Other way around.
yeah, whichever. But now we're level 5 too. All my cantrips gone up. So now like Firebolt's 2d10, Toll the Dead's 2d8 or 2d12. Like all that stuff is up now.
I gained a feat this level, yay.
I gained Fireball and Counterspell.
Yes.
And an extra attack. So
I got Dispel Magic.
yeah, Dispel Magic's a good one. I'm kind of glad that you did that because I have Counterspell, you have Dispel Magic, so we have both.
I almost got something. I almost got Tongues, but I decided that Dispel Magic, even though Tongues is super helpful, would be the safer choice.
You know what I picked as one of my level 2 spells in Paladin? Aid.
It's not bad.
You want to be? Do you know what? Did you get Revivify?
I can't get Revivify yet.
I can't.
If he can, at level 5.
I can get that whenever I want because that's a cleric spell.
Do you have that on you now?
She does.
Yes,
It's part of her domain.
always prepared.
Oh, that's right. Life domain. That's right.
That's why clerics are awesome because you get free spells each level.
Yeah. I now have
Until
7
level 9?
I can now cast 7 first level spells, 3 second, and 2 third.
Because I'm playing a light cleric in Pitts game every other week, and
Light
It's
cleric,
like the-
Fireball.
it gives you so much DPS spells, though. The rest of my
Yeah,
spells
it
are
gives you-
basically
It gives you Fireball.
supports. Yeah, I got Pacific, like I picked up Banish, Dawn, the basic, like if I fight this, this will give me if I fight this, and all support spell like restoration stuff because I just like Claire gives you so much DPS. Also gives you Scry, which I actually use, which was interesting. I was like, we don't wonder what our companions are up to. Oh, I have Scry.
Scry can be very useful. Scry is a very underrated spell. It can be incredibly useful if used properly.
Well, it's also
It's
comes down to
almost
the
as good
GM
as-
too.
Well, it's almost, if you know how to use it properly, it's almost as good as Fine Person, honestly.
I like the divination spell, but it always come down to the players. That's the counter to it. I mean, your GM, my bad. If they allow you to do stuff.
I thought about playing a divination wizard once, and what I just do is because you roll the dice, you know, for a lot of stuff, is literally just carry some bone dice, and every time before you choose to attack, you roll it. Because rolling dice in a game about rolling dice is just very meta, and I fucking love it.
Yeah, I played divination cleric and Pathfinder. It was freaking amazing. Just the information you gathered. It's like, give me all the information about our enemy.
Well, the big thing about it, and if you've never played one in 5e, is just the fact that you can roll dice. So you can like substitute, you could like roll, if I remember correctly, you roll dice, and then like say you have, you know, you roll a 10 and a 12 or whatever, you can save those, and then you can substitute other dice. Like you could substitute those numbers into
Yeah,
other
you can
rolls
make. substitute your rolls or someone's saved.
So if you crit fail something, you can sub it in and then not crit fail it. Yep. Which can be very, very powerful if you use it through appropriate times. So
halflings.
Yeah, and if you roll high enough, you can, you know, switch them out for like big damage spells. So.
Okay, but anyway, Pondo.
At least the talk was relevant.
Yes, that is my name. What about me?
Jim.
Yes. As I was saying, you guys managed to fend off the mercenaries and the demonic abomination of Drow and Demon. Some heavily injured, others perfectly fine.
We're missing a construct.
That's an accurate term for a Warforged. I believe they actually have a feature called something about construct. Or living construct, is that what it's called?
Yep. Yeah, the Warforged is missing. You see me look at the ground, then I think about going, then I look at Fee throwing up blood and sigh. And I go back and I go to help Fee instead. Offer her a piggyback ride.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine.
As I look through the blood that went down the cavern, I assist.
I'm fine.
At least lean on my shoulder.
I'm fine.
I kind of shrug and I look down to my companion. Hey, can you keep an eye on this one as I go murder a construct?
I guess you assume you're talking to me.
Yep. You're the only one in here. As I look around, and we're the only 3 in here.
I think at this point, I was still down there. I'm trying to like rip teeth out of this stupid thing.
Save me a tooth.
That's what I was. I remember trying to bust teeth out of its face.
Yeah.
To make a war trophy.
Yeah, I asked you to save me a tooth.
Just rip the lower jaw off. Just take it with me.
Yeah. Well, remember I cut it in half, so the jawline is like half and half. Because I smite it and didn't realize I should have done more damage because it was probably a demon or outsider or whatever.
I think it was an abomination, right?
Can't hear you, GM.
It was a fiend. I mean, abomination is the correct word for it because it's like a. They're created by rituals of
dark magic,
demon being summoning, and then starting to play the music of I can't name the name of the song. Essentially, they summon the demon and start playing slow jazz, and you can guess what the rest is.
Okay, so I guess I head down the corridor to see if I can catch up to the construct, because I have a feeling he's going to try to take our ride, and I don't want to walk the rest of this way home.
No, right.
As you just start running through the hallway, you don't see any sight of the guy, and your ride is still there. But you see no sight of the guy.
Is the horse still drinking the water, eating the food?
Yes, the horse is fine.
I like to scan the area to make sure no one's stealing our horse because I don't want to walk.
There's no one in the area to steal your horse at the moment.
Okay, I bring bring the horse, bring in the wagon, double tie up his reins to make sure for if someone tries to steal it, it takes some extra time. Actually, I think I might have a spell for this.
Yeah, it's called alarm.
Actually, yeah, I can cast that.
You just cast alarm, and then if anything gets near the horse, it just sends you a ping or whatever.
I would cast that thing called alarm. Cause I was trying to pick another second level spell to pick for a ranger, and I was like, I'll pick a first level. I'll pick alarm.
Alarm's good. Pass without trace. If you're a Gloomstalker, you get past. Well, maybe.
I already have pass without trace. That's a gimme. That's a gimme.
That's a Gloomstalker spell. Yeah.
Oh, I get for Gloomstalker, I get rope trip.
Yeah, rope trip can be useful. I've only ever used it once because most people aren't willing to trust your magical ability.
What does that do?
So you literally it makes a rope, more or less a rope ladder, go about 20 feet up into the air, and then it rips an interdimensional hole into space and time, so that you and your buddies can hide, or as I like to call it, the Eldritch Treehouse, and you can just hide in it. And and then once everybody gets inside of it, you can pull the rope up, and you're just sitting there waiting, and you're completely invisible unless somebody has a high enough level to detect magic.
That's what we used to do in my old party to rest for the night. Someone always had rope trick.
Yeah, it
used to
good.
be 8 hours back in Pathfinder. This one is an hour, so you can get short.
Well, yeah, that's why they did it. It's because people were using it instead of. I mean, that's also that's why you have a tiny hut exists. But yeah, no, it's great because you could be in the middle of a cave underground. It's wow, we need a place to rest or whatever, and you're completely safe in there because nothing can get to you.
Yep.
So. But yeah, Gloomstalkers get it for free. I don't even think I get to use it in New Game Plus, just because we never had a situation where we needed it. But it's a good free spell.
Apparently, I already had Disguise Self, which is I'm mad at myself because I could have been in disguise as a my trick to trick them and attacking me could have worked a little bit better.
It's unfortunate. Every character I've ever had Disguise Self, I've always been a fucking tiefling, so it doesn't really work as well.
You just don't let them touch you.
Right.
Oh, why do you have horns? I don't see horns. That's so weird. That's the odd thing about the Rakshaka is they're supposed to be highly charismatic, highly deceptive creatures, but the way to hide themselves uses Disguise Self, which causes problems if they were ever touched or if they tried to go shake someone's hand.
I want to play. I think my next character I want to play in a game is I want to play a changeling assassin, who is just super nice to people and super nice in a way that's there are certain people, right? A lot of special forces guys who are great, they're nice and everything else, but you look at them and you just know that's a person and not to fuck with.
Yep.
Or the guys from if you go and if you ever watch a good example is go and look at any of the videos by all the guys who do World's Strongest Man. Guys the Mountain and stuff, nicest people you're ever going to meet because they have nothing to prove because they know they can rip you in half. They don't have to, they're sweethearts. They're all nice and polite and whatever else. But you look at them, you're that guy could kill 20 dudes with another dude,
Yep.
It's kind of the same thing.
I cast the alarm spell and I hit back in.
Yeah, I keep getting off fucking track. Yeah.
I love you. This is what we need to do. We need to meet up during the middle of the week and let's listen to Atomic, which we probably could get away with. We probably get 4 hours just commentary. This would be our podcast.
Think you could get?
Dude, we could do a podcast.
I used to be on. Me and my buddies used to do a podcast. It was called Weaponized Autism, and it didn't last very long. Just because always came back to talking about the same stuff, but
we could talk about. We're gonna be. It's gonna be D&D Incorporated. We just talk about what happened in the game and our different games that we played throughout the week. That's why if we do that, we always have something different.
I play 4 games a week, so
Exactly. I play 3 games a week, well, 2.5, and also of course WoW. So it's like we could all reference WoW because I had a guy in my guild. Unfortunately, I like him. He probably likes me. I keep triggering him sometime when he drinks a little. Where I call him Mage's Wizard, and I'm like, they're exactly the same thing. Come on.
Same shit.
It's fine.
Okay. Obviously, you guys are going to search the bodies. You're going to find a whole bunch of leather armor and some short swords, a lot of money.
Yep.
It's about essentially, it's here 20 times.
You have demon teeth.
I don't remember how many guys there were. I think there's 8 people I sent through at you guys.
Yeah,
Maybe
there were
more
3.
than that.
There were 3 downstairs, and then there was a bunch up top. I don't remember.
Let me check. There's one guy that definitely ran.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Was there 7? Let's say there's 8, because I feel like there's actually 2 guys that ran. I don't really recall.
I know there was one because I shot at him and missed. I don't know.
Yeah, and there's one that Alexander intimidated. So 160 gold pieces.
Yeah.
Along with
in our wagon.
Yeah, I'll put that on the group inventory.
Yeah, 160 gold pieces, 8 more short swords. 7 light crossbows because 1 broke.
What's this at 20 platinum, 245 gold pieces, I believe.
Okay.
But actually, no, we have more than that because what was how much do we have from the? Because we
Comic, are you editing it?
What?
Are you editing the sheet?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, cool. Because I don't want to do it at the
same.
same time.
Yeah, no, because it'll fuck it up.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember because we got gold bandits. We gave some gold to bandits. So I'm
You've given 80 out of this, the 80 out of the lot that you have because you gave 60 to one guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he was asking for more, and 20 to the one orc because he didn't really ask for more.
Yeah.
So I think, all right. I think at 265. I'll probably have to go look at the VOD to check, but so I think we're at 20 platinum, 265 gold. My memory is correct, but we can plus or minus 20 gold. I'll check later. I'm not worried about it at the current moment. Honestly, I don't want to look. I mean, if we're going to go and try and track down construct or whatever else, I don't think we need to load up on all these like crossbows and all that shit. Like I've already got a crossbow. I don't want to lug 7 around.
Yeah, I say to the my companion, the wagon's still outside, and I put on learn spell on it. So you can just throw in the wagon.
Whichever.
And we have these 4 guys down here as I go check the guys that are currently tied up as I untie them.
How tight did you have this thing? Oh, I have to unscrew a brush. That's not unscrewing.
You fucking what?
Unscrewing a brush. It's one of those brushes that has one of those screw-on tops.
It's a watercolor brush.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey,
By the way,
Pondo?
Cotton, I hope you realize what you've done.
What have I done?
Oh, I told him that you bought me the miniature set. How on earth?
I don't know. It's stuck, and I want it unstuck. My other one's stuck too.
How?
What is they Loctited? Like what kind of brush? I mean, you say watercolor brush. Do you mean like?
It's a koi watercolor brush, the ones with the water in them.
Okay, that's okay. Never mind. That's not what you. I mean, I was just thinking yeah. Never mind.
Well, anyway, Pondo, you heard me?
Huh?
He's cursing me right now, so give him a minute.
The answer is vice grips and paper towels.
It's plastic is the issue.
I don't have this brush.
Yeah, but what I'm saying
I
is
can't get it right now.
you do you use like a towel or paper towel, put around it, then you vice grip. You know, not too much, but you should be able to get it.
Well, the issue is that the bottom is soft plastic, so it just smushes.
Yeah, that'd be a problem. You could always try using like hot water or something to expand it, and hot and then cold or whatever. Just because.
Yeah, I'll worry about that later.
Yeah. What about that thermal expansion?
Okay. What was the question again before I got distracted?
I was asking, are the 4 guys that were tied up? I untied them.
Yes, you untie them.
Oh yeah, the sacrifice guys.
And then I go to each name. Your name is such and such, and I guess one of them raised up their hand. It's such here. It's
name,
such
rank,
here.
serial number.
It's such here. Okay, y'all checked out. Okay, guys, we saved your life. Unfortunately, the guy got away that kidnapped you, but we will put a bounty out on him at some point. I already got an illustration of his face and what he looks like. Obviously, he won't be able to hide very well because there's only so many constructs in the world like him. So when I get a chance to talk to Guild, we'll. And also, your family misses you, so we need to make this a quick haste thing. We're trying to get this area cleared out as we try to search the rest of the area for stuff, any other stuff in the abandoned ruins and areas and stuff. Pondo.
How are these guys looking health-wise?
They haven't eaten in a little while, or drank water, so they're fine, relatively speaking, aside for some bumps and bruises.
I'll offer my water skin to pass around a couple of rations.
I'll go to offer his skin and be like, oh, here goes. Oh wait, no, that's vodka. This one's what? This water, definitely water. Should not give the prisoners vodka. It's not a good idea.
Also, I sketched the ritual they were trying to do here.
Maybe I should give them vodka. Maybe they
and
do
also,
want
I guess, write down any runes I find here, what they was trying to do with these people, and then I'll destroy the evidence after the fact. But like the runes in the ground and take whatever like leftover consumables they had to use the ritual. They were trying to do something to the people here, right?
No.
Oh.
They're mostly being gathered up.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, anything in the ruins area? Any tunnels going off anywhere else?
No, it's just there is just what could have been some sort of cave home that someone made at one point that is somewhat decrepit at this point.
No perception check for some secret thing or anything?
There's no secret, nothing.
Okay, let's wrap this up. I used to give them like a piece of equipment to carry and be like, well, we have a wagon. We're about to head out. It's going to be about I think to myself,
it's about
hours, right?
Yeah, it's about 24-hour drive or ride.
Yep.
It'll be a couple days.
Yeah, it'll probably be about 3 days or so if we do 8 hour stints.
Don't worry, I'm probably gonna find some food on the way back because ranger plus survival equals shenanigans. I should be able to find food for these guys on the way back. When we get back, do we get to the second wagon that we left behind?
You mean your decrepit wagon?
Yeah, but it'll give everybody a little bit more space, you know what I mean? Because we're like 8 people crammed onto a wagon, you know what I mean?
It's only 7 of you. It's made for more people as well.
Oh, I keep forgetting. Like I counted you because you always bring a side character with us on the thing. My bad.
Yeah. No, I'm just a hooded figure that floats nearby to be asked questions.
Disembodied voice.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess at this point,
it's actually the voice of my bird.
I guess at some point I realized I can summon Steed and I summon how about can we roll a dice to see if Cookie's upgraded?
No, I'm going to say no. Unless you take your sword, stab him in the back of the neck, and then do the spell.
I would like to point out that we need Cookie to pull our wagon at home.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Remember?
Cookie is all the way at home.
Okay, I summon my Steed.
Yeah, Cookie and Pebbles are on the other side of the lake. We couldn't take them in the boat.
Okay, I summon my super Steed from the heavens. and I will name him Milk.
How much time did you spend in Dire Mall to get that thing?
It took forever, man. I had to go
Yeah.
around the world paying. I had to put money into the economy to.
I've done the Warlock one. I know the feel. I know.
I'm on the I'm in the third part that I'm getting stuff together right now. Lucky for me, we already have a warlock in the guild that has materials where he can save money. So I have to throw him some money his ways. Well, I don't have to, but I'm going to because he paid for the stuff to save us money. You know what I mean?
Yeah, milk and cooking and pebble. Is that it? I'm gonna guess yes. They're actually clear in Tavern Rock because you couldn't take them with you.
Yeah.
Because you decided to take the shortcut way and teleport over rather than ride the
We took
entire time.
boat.
Yeah.
We took the boat across. Remember?
No, you left Cookie and Pebble.
To speak to my dad, we left with the teleporter because we thought it was an emergency.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
No, because you thought
Teleporter.
the
But
one
then
thing was an emergency.
They're supposed to be in the stables being taken care of.
Yeah,
Yes.
they're at the guild house right now. You're right.
Yep.
So, I have my super steed. We're heading back. We pick up the second broken wagon. Before we can.
I want to
So-
know the scene, what it looks like when you summon your super speed steed.
You see
You need
me
something
like.
cool for it?
You see me like my hands glow a orange color, and it's like rotating really fast. And I reach up to the heaven, and I summon 4 horsepower of power. You see a truck drop down from the heaven. And it's like, and they're like, "Oops, wrong game." And then they take back the 4 horsepower, and then replace it with a steed. And I'm like, "Oh, that's not a bad thing." It's a callback to the World of Warcraft joke during the Super Bowl. That like the guy tried to summon the mouse and just says Chevy. I think it was a Ford truck that just falls down as his mount, and he runs into the dragon and busts out the dragon's side.
Oh, I think it was a Toyota Tacoma is what it was. I remember
Yeah.
that commercial. Yeah.
It was silly.
It was stupid, but also hilarious.
Yeah. And you see like me look up to the heavens with that look in my eyes of like innocent, and that's when my steed come down. And I believe my steed would be. I'm stuck between Celestial and Fae. So I'm gonna roll a dice. Is that fair, GM?
That is totally fine. If I was a jerk, I'd make you roll D3 instead of D2.
God, I forgot how old that commercial is. It's from 2007.
Actually, I will roll 3 dice for obvious reasons. 1 is a fiend, 2nd is a celestial, 3 is a Fae.
A higher quality version of it, actually.
That sounds fair. So fiend, celestial, and Fae. Roll.
I don't know how to whisper.
Oh, it's a fiend.
Roll 20. It's /W space name space message.
I said it coming from the heavens. You see the horse, a blaze of fire and steam comes out of the ground as a hell horse rises from the lower plane. And I go, milk? And it just gives me that look of like, you son of a gun.
Who the fuck are you? So is
These
it
things
a
talk
fiend
back,
or is
don't
it
they?
infernal?
Fiend. There isn't an infernal deal. It's either Fae, Fiend, or Celestial was the choices.
Ooh, let's determine which plane of underworld came from. Hell, the gray abyss, or it'll be hell, the gray where hags and stuff hang out in the middle ground, or you got a mother. You know what I'm talking about? That place where
where the
water sticks, the bottom
Gains
of
the
the
ability to
tree
understand
in the earth.
one language of your choice that you speak.
And second one would be the abyssal.
go for it.
Oh, this is the abyssal horse.
So it's not the most prettiest looking thing.
You know what? I'm gonna scratch that one. I'm gonna go with the in between.
What's the point of rolling dice if you're gonna let you go overrule it?
It makes more sense in other reasons.
It's not the most prettiest looking thing. I don't remember what the plane is called. It's essentially the plane where
The gray waste. in 5e. That's where it's from.
Shit. What's the name of those things?
It's
There's like
where
the
the river
devils, the
sits.
demons, and then there's the other things that start with a Y that I cannot think of at the moment at all.
Oregon.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah, the Grey Waste.
The fiend mercenaries, essentially.
Yep. Where the bottom of Mount Olympus end up Hades, the bottom of the World Tree ends up in the River Styx.
So this horse does not look like your atypical horse. It's more of a fiendish sort of mixture. I'd say it probably has like greenish, almost not really scaly, but definitely more leathery type skin. Its mane is mainly just consisting of spikes rather than hair, as its tail is not a hairy tail. It's almost like a lizard tail, just a bit shorter. Essentially the regular length of a horse tail, just not what you would expect. Its hooves are, instead of just being one solid piece, are split into short pointed edges.
Oh, like the Death Corps of Krieg's horses.
Yes, that's actually what I was thinking of immediately. This thing is not what you expect a horse would be.
Yeah, and I'm like looking at it like there are refunds, right?
I mean, you can always cast it
Oh,
again.
it's kind of cute. I want to try to pet it.
It is not pleasant to pet.
This is like a shark. If you run your hand the wrong way, it's like sandpaper.
No,
Why I was thinking Fae or Celestial, because Paladin and I'm a Ranger, so it was like one or the other. It's like, okay, I guess I get the third choice. Let's go.
In 10 minutes you can do a refund.
Yeah, it's fine.
I want to spend those 10 minutes playing with this demon horse.
Oh, I'll give it a test ride as I go giddy up.
It follows your commands. It's like I said, the skin is not really the most pleasant thing to touch. It's very rough and almost feels jagged in some spots. It's a weird experience. It's not what like riding what Cookie was in comparison. It definitely feels like it has more muscle mass.
Yeah.
It's made for power, not necessarily for looks and enjoyment.
Yeah, it's definitely a beast of burden.
I might think to myself, huh? So
It's a war horse, right?
It is a
That's
war
what it's
horse.
Yeah, so I mean, it's yeah.
Okay, this is okay. We get to the point that I guess we get back to the boat area, and we're picking up pieces of the other wagon as we go.
Yeah, not all the pieces are there.
It's fine, but we have some of it.
I mean,
Yeah.
most of it is not. Like, I left the critical bits intact, but anything that could be that we did not need is gone. Seats,
Yeah,
whatever. Like, is that? I imagine it's pretty much just stripped down to
it's
like
just like a
platform.
flatbed.
Well, like like a flatbed, like with like the undercarriage is probably all still there, but
But yeah, when we get back to the cave, is the two guys that we tied up still there?
Yes, they're still there.
Well, we picked them up.
Now the wagon is somewhat crowded.
Well, we have two wagons now, so.
Oh, that's true. They're mine.
And we decided to. I'm probably going to just leave the boat there for now.
can't do anything.
As far as the horse of the first wagon that you had, it's not there anymore. It could have been either picked up or just ran off,
Okay.
or something ate it.
It's fine. It wasn't my horse.
But luckily, you have another steed to pull your carriage, the other thing.
Yeah.
After about a couple days, you finally make it to the town where you bring the other guys in, and there is a pretty warm welcome for the ones that returned. Cheer and rejoice, and somewhat anger at the people who are responsible for taking them.
I say to the judge that these aren't the main guys, but the guy got away. This is just a consolation prize. Don't be too hard on them, but definitely don't give them an easy ride. Like, make them serve their dues. Hard labor.
Yeah, repay their debt to society.
Yeah. They'll agree and take them away to the jailhouse. As the
Realistically, I don't give a shit because they're not people in my eyes.
Right.
I know. Me advocating for execution would probably just upset the parties. So.
The lord of the town goes up to you with a bag of gold and hands it over. It's like, this isn't much, but it should. It's the reward promised. I assume that you took whatever else that you found along the way.
Well, we had to use some of the money that we found a way to bribe individuals to give us more information, but it's money that we didn't really get at the beginning, but we did get a decent amount of chunk. I'm sorry the main guy got away. It was a gruesome fight for these people. But we will try. I already got sketches of the Warforged involved, and we're going to send it to the guild to send out wanted posters.
Hey.
If you and I give him like a copy of a sketch, this is what the guy looked like. He was a Warforged, not too many of them. Had a fancy and mannerism by his speech, egotistical as all get out.
That's very peculiar.
Yeah.
Well, we will try and see if we can find him. But
typically, they aren't. They aren't really the sorts to be like this. They were all soldiers in their past life, so to speak.
I've never met a Warforged criminal before. I hate to say it, it's a first.
Just don't go on a radical blood hunt for Warforged in general. Just this one specifically.
No, we cannot really blame them all for one. Thank you, though. Currently, the reward was 30 for each of you. Bumped it up to at least 40 for you, so.
How generous.
Something a little extra.
Thank you.
And like I said, we'll try and find the other guy, but...
mind if we get a good night's sleep here before we head out?
Yes, I'll make arrangements for you at the local inn for you to stay at.
Yeah, I have a lot of documents to send to the guild because this was a interesting mission.
You'll have to probably wait until you actually get to a guild house.
Well, yes,
I still have to. I have to write it out because this was actually a 3-part, long, like overall, like detail. You get what I'm saying? Like,
very well. Please enjoy your stay at this little fish town while you can. And again, this town thanks you very kindly for what you've done for us.
Yes, we can't let everybody's important in their own way. We try to do our best to take care of the little man.
Plus, those guys kidnapping people, assholes.
I can imagine. So, yeah.
It is a matter of principle, really. I could not willingly let that go by.
Indeed. So. The 3 of you will always be welcome to this town if you ever wish to or need to come back.
This case was posted if Mori disappeared.
We will. We'll be definitely keeping a bigger eye out for, so that way something like this doesn't happen again.
Oh, yeah. We need to.
If anything does happen again, you can request us personally, and I'll give him my name, so he can send a letter to the guild hall if he needs to.
Also, I want to, like, at some point show him on a map where their little cave lair was, and tell him you might need to periodically check there or whatever, just because that's where they were hiding out. It's a pretty good spot for not just kidnappers, but bandits or pirates or anything. It would be, So,
also, we said there's a boat there too.
Yeah, it's just little rowboat or something. It wasn't anything special, but
I will send something to a nearby city or the fort.
could probably actually get a sufficiently powerful, strong enough wizard of some sort. Could probably just close that cave off with some earth magic. It might, it might cost a little upfront, but it might save you trouble in the future. Just an idea.
Of course.
But I am exhausted. I need a meal, a drink, and some sleep. So I will bid you a good night.
I begin my writing of what happened with detailed illustration of the demon creature, the construct guy, in our time period of running around, and et cetera, et cetera. I kind of leave out Fee bleeding out to death, like she went down.
That's a fair thing to leave out.
Also, me ugly crying.
Are you sure you want to leave that out?
I write a letter to my dad and I put that I almost died and I woke up to Alexander ugly crying.
Oh, that's funny.
Okay. That's fair.
Well, I was gonna say I'll pin a thing, but I don't ever pin a thing. They know I'm alive. Like when they get money, it's like with my name at the bottom of it. It's whatever. They're like, oh no, yeah, he's still alive.
People die and then they like send another one of you.
They might. I mean, no one's ever asked him. He's mentioned it, but he's died before.
Mm-hmm.
He's just covered in scars. Like if you've well,
we're a part of a church. We've seen people get revived on a regular basis, sir.
Yeah. Sure enough.
Especially a healing church.
Has Alexander almost ever died? Like, has he ever had that happen to him?
Not to his recollection.
Okay. Yeah. I'm curious to see if he asked Volker about it, about almost death and almost dying, since he's mentioned it before. But
Healing church.
I'm gonna go to the inn, get a meal and a drink.
I'm not trying to belittle your backstory, but
no,
it's just it's
personally
like
curious.
I'm pretty sure you've seen if you lived in a monastery that's
but
healing.
But what I'm saying is,
it's the difference between saying it and actually going through it.
Well, it's also a difference between somebody dying due to age or infirmity or whatever, and then dying in combat, right? It's two different experiences, I would imagine.
I can imagine so, yes.
And the two of you have seen failed attempts to revive someone.
Yeah, it's not a guaranteed thing. It's only a guaranteed thing in 5e, I guess. But
even then, there's still chances of it. It's
if they don't.
There's not one single entity not really many single entities at the moment that can do it surefire. The churches have ways of rituals of doing it, depending on the person.
Well, it also helps a lot of churches due to a lot of churches. I mean, at least based off of medieval or whatever. I mean, that's why the Vikings raided them, right? They had generally pretty high wealth. They probably have the resources to cast some fairly powerful abilities compared to
Essentially revivify is the most surefire way to do it, but even then you still only have a minute time to do it.
Yeah, you have to do it pretty quick, unless you do some fucking 8th level fucker.
And the church won't just revive anyone just for the hell of it.
No, you have to have the money and et cetera, or
plus
and you're a major player, influence of the realm.
Or you're known as a good person, I assume.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Timmy fell down the well and broke his leg and died. Oh, sorry. A general of this army.
Well, Timmy shouldn't fell down the well.
Yeah, and then a general of this army died trying to protect this village from evading the Null invasion. We just happened to recover the body before the Nulls ate it. Yeah. We need that badass back into combat to fight those Nulls.
Was there anything else in the town that you guys wanted to do, or just want to stay the night and then head back to Corbry?
I mean, I definitely headed to the inn first. I would just I don't know, whatever this. I mean, I assume this fishing town. They probably have some equivalent of fish and chips. And I'm not just saying that because I want fish and chips in real life right now. But yeah.
They would most certainly have fish and chips. They would probably also have
Hell
crab
yeah.
and chips.
I'm all about the fish and chips. And, you know, a couple mugs of ale, and then I'm sitting there reading my unintelligible to most people book because it's all written in Infernal. Can't wait till somebody asks me about that. But it's fun.
So are you guys going to go head back to Corbry, the capital, or you're going to
Let's see.
shove off somewhere
Is
else?
We kind of just been going on the fault, like letting one thing lead into another. Might not be a bad idea to return. You guys can check with the guild or something and see if there's somewhere we're needed. Because we don't really have another lead at the moment, do we? That I'm aware of.
Not at the moment.
Okay, I didn't know if it was just my short-term memory being shit. So I mean that's, and plus we got a little bit of spending money. I mean we could always, you know, go shopping or.
You have flying brooms to buy to fall off of.
Flying broom. I don't need a flying broom. I have Phantom Steed. Plus, I just want to be able to fly, you know, whatever. The only reason I'd pick a Griffin or a Pegasus to fly is just because it makes you look badass. Flying on a broom, it's like, oh, look, there's a dude on a broom. But flying like a Griffin, it's like, that's some serious shit.
No, it's because I asked him to buy one.
She's asking.
Can I put guns on it? If the answer is no, I'm not interested.
Yes, with duct tape. And how well the gun works, it's debatable.
Duct tape does fix everything.
You also need to get a piece of half plate fitted for V.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. All right. So I mean, I vote we head back to the capital and go from there. Figure out what we're gonna do. There's a receipt in my pocket. What is it for? Oh, Warhammer shit. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, capital. Unless there's any objections. Capital it is.
So three of you head back to the capital to, two of you check in with the guild to see other things and to send letters. There's actually a letter for the two of you.
Which two?
You two? The two that are actually guild members.
Oh, okay.
Being
I could
Alexander
probably
and
become part of the guild at this point.
you could.
Yeah.
What are the requirements?
You just have to sign a death waiver.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
That's like, really? That's it? Just death waiver?
Yeah.
Sure.
It's
Why not?
dangerous work.
We've been sending over a lot of people, and we need as many bodies as we can get. A lot of them don't make it after the first job.
Well, you know, I've been monster hunter with the order for quite some time. I think I meet the requirements for hunting dangerous things.
Okay, we'll just sign here, and here's your rank.
He comes in that same rank as us.
I think he's still like a rank below.
Oh. Didn't our rank shoot up because of the dragon fight?
Yours did, yes.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know if you've actually said that he was part of it.
When he gave him the rank, I was like, you know that dragon fight we had a month and something ago? Yeah, he was part of that.
Make a persuasion check.
Do I get advantage because I'm telling the truth?
He helped out a lot. He was with us with the Yetis and everything.
I'll give you advantage because Fee is helping.
Woohoo!
Hashtag Yeti rights.
Hashtag persuasion.
Rolls a natural 1 on both dice.
Watch it happen. 25. Not bad.
Yeah, with 25. Yeah, it's like okay. He'll then switch out the badge he was going to give him, and then switch it to the one that you guys currently are.
Yeah, I nudge like, yeah, you're one of us now, officially.
Officially one of you. One of us.
Yes.
One of us.
I want to read my letter.
Yeah, read my letter.
Yes, you both you got a letter from Tiram. It's currently a letter asking for you two to meet him up in Tavern Rock at your earliest convenience.
Yeah, we do owe him a favor.
Do you?
Well, he helped out the dragon.
Well, that's because he was there for a job.
Yeah, but he still helped.
I will
Oh,
write-
okay.
Which guy is this again?
Tiram, the dwarf that you first met
okay,
at.
the dwarf.
Yeah.
The dwarf.
Yeah, the Knoll battle.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Is the Tavern Rock where the fights went now?
Fights?
Did we just get a world view?
When I met Olga for the first time.
Yes.
Ah, yeah, it's time for that rematch.
Oh.
The Alpine Hammer.
I have
I'm really trying to make that a thing.
Phoenix. I actually have a hammer that she probably looks like now. The hell's my hammer at? Did I lose already? Ah, here it is. Next to my side. Like a good hammer should be. I would hate to be able, like,
I too have weapon.
this is so cool, but if it was made out of metal, it would be so heavy.
Yeah,
yeah,
it'd
no,
be
for real.
about 2, 5, 6 pounds.
Well,
Just the head.
that is one of those things. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, hammers are weird. It's like people are like, oh yeah, no, great swords. What? It's like, like a claymore weighs like 6.5 pounds, right? Like
They're
metal
not-
weapons really don't weigh that much.
Yeah.
It's the mass that makes it so heavy.
Yeah.
Well,
so,
it's because a hammer is an inherently unbalanced weapon.
Yeah, because you have to. It makes it easier to come down.
Well, it's just the way it delivers all of its force.
Yeah.
Because it's meant to use against full plate because of that bludgeoning.
Yeah.
Actually, it can be used on anything, but specifically full plate
Well,
people. Because blunt, it doesn't matter how much blunt trauma hurts.
yeah. It also requires a little bit more skill than a polearm does generally.
Oh yeah,
the issue is using it without being wide open. Oh,
Yeah.
you want to show the camera?
I showed it.
I don't know if you saw it.
Yeah, no, I saw it.
You didn't have to see it. I'm bad at watercolor.
She
How
drew
you get to Carnegie Hall.
the milk. Maybe milk that may last a while or not. Who knows?
Milk 2.0? Or just the first
Or
one?
no, it's cook. Yeah, no, it's milk
milk and cookies. I'm gonna keep milk
until
For
it
now.
dies.
until it dies, and then I'll summon it again. Actually, I'm about to pin this because this will be a good thing to pin our list of guild purchases.
Yeah, I still
Well-
need to add more to that. Just keep that in mind.
Yep.
Yeah, that'd be a good thing. I guess we go to head out. So we're still running with the wagon, or I'm gonna assume we are.
Fortunately, the wagon that we pick up, we probably have to get rid of. Unfortunately,
Well, I mean, we can keep up the good one, but the one that I stripped down for speed purposes, we can.
that one's
abandon.
gone. Remember?
No, you have it.
The
It's
horse is
just a
gone.
platform. Oh yeah, the horse is gone.
Well, I mean, if we weren't able to tow it, then it's fine.
I mean, you had milk. Who Dom just
Yeah.
summoned up. Could have just towed it.
Yeah.
Well, we
that's
also had
true.
the other wagon too, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
plus
So
we
you-
had all
But
those
we
dudes
can't
enough
send it through the
to-
portal. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can at least sell one wagon. The other one would just be taken for
we
scrap.
we could keep the other the one that we found, and give it to the church as a here you go, Dad. We got a wagon.
Yeah, I don't intend on traveling with a wagon all the time because it slows you down. But I mean, you guys do whatever you want with a wagon. I'll probably we can just give the ghetto one. I say ghetto one. It's essentially like a flatbed truck. It's still
Well,
useful. You give it to.
Well, if we
somebody
keep it at the
used for, like-
church, we have one for this side of the world. If we
no,
teleport.
I mean the stripped down one, not the.
Oh yeah, strip that one. We're gonna get rid of.
Yeah,
We don't
we'll
have a
just
horse
I'll
to
just
go
leave
with.
it. I'll just leave it in the village.
Yeah,
Like the
here you
first
go,
one,
village.
Just give it to somebody because it's like a flatbed truck. I mean, they'll use it for. It's a fishing village. I'm sure they can find a use for something, like that.
Haul
Yeah.
barrels.
The second
Yeah,
one we'll
whatever.
keep at the church. I give my 40 gold to the church to take care of it.
Of course, the dude from the south, the first thing
that
he
fair?
does is try to make a pickup truck.
Pondo,
as
is
we
that
go-
fair?
Yes.
Yeah,
as
give
we
him
go
40
to
gold. Be like, hey,
leave-
just keep eye on it. Make sure you keep it fed. We probably use it next time we're in this area. And
Oh,
I'll
yeah,
probably drop off.
Are you leaving at the guild or are you leaving at your church? Where where Fee's dad is.
Oh yeah, do we have a guild in that area, that teleporter?
Yes, there's a major guild hall in each of the capitals of each of the nations.
Okay, then we'll keep it there as our horse and buggy from there.
Okay.
Area. And I get 40 gold to permanently take care of it when we're not using it.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So we have transportation the next time we're in this area.
Yes.
Well, I mean, we'll always have transportation. You can summon a horse. I can summon a horse.
Oh, okay, we have transportation to carry about our fat loot from that area.
Speaking
It'll be
of the
valuable.
loot, what are you going to do with all the stuff that was attached that you took?
I personally didn't want to bring 7 crossbows and however many.
You've gotten a lot of crossbows and whatnot.
We're gonna
Whatever the
sell
hell.
it.
Yeah, if you can sell it. That's fine, but
I'm pretty sure
You
there's
can
some
indeed
start-
sell it. How much do you all have in total? That'd be the question.
Yeah, because I kept one crossbow and I called it
I don't know if you
Apology.
guys had
I don't
taken
really
notes.
think we've. Well, I don't think we've been picking up literally everything just because we were like all the guys in. I mean, we picked up some stuff just because all the guys in the cave and stuff. We were on a time constraint, so we just tried to.
You probably would have picked it back up when you made it back.
Yeah. Yeah, we
So,
jacked all their shit to make sure they wouldn't be able to fight well if they happen to get out.
all right, let's do the numerical
Yeah,
figurines.
because I took one of the light crossbow and I call him Paul Lee Ladine. There you go.
Yeah.
And I named my hand crossbow blue.
Yep.
love
These are
blue.
things that happen. Your short sword. Let's see how much you can sell this stuff for.
I'm pretty sure there's some adventurers that are probably starting off and they're like low on cash. We're probably selling like half the price to help them out.
So you want your half the price?
Look at this fine crossbow. Never fired. Only dropped once.
Only dropped once. Only a little bit of blood on it. Don't worry. It's not mine.
Maybe not half price. Let's make some checks.
Its previous owner. Yeah, I know, right? Why is appraisal not a skill? I lobby to make appraisal a skill in this game.
Someone asked about appraisal? Yeah.
Yes. 'Cause you
Unfortunately,
can
we already
add custom skills.
We already started. We don't have extra skills.
I mean, I have gambling as a skill. Why the fuck can't I have an appraisal? I hate
okay,
that so many of that
so-
stuff got purged from 3.5. It's
So
so useful
how-
at times like this.
You could sell for 50% or 75%. You want to go with 75%?
Yes.
Of course.
Okay.
They're getting a discount. We're getting paid more than we would still at a vendor. We're helping our fellow guild members.
So 4 plus 8? No.
You know,
Eight.
I even give them a crash course on like how to shoot it.
You had 12 short swords. Because the 4.
Just lots of metal.
12 short swords.
I'm glad you told me about this, Atomic.
I have a problem with just buying weapons that I don't need. I've got axes and swords and everything else. They're just in various
For
storage
Doomhammer.
places. I just don't have places to put them. Plus the cat tries to knock them off the wall, which is great.
I realize I'm more of a mace guy than a sword guy.
I kind of have that problem in games where I'm like, even if I don't, it's like I know it's a game, right? But I'm like, man, you have to because I have a bunch of knives, and I sharpen knives, and I sharpen my swords in real life. Because what's the point of having a weapon if you couldn't actually use it if you needed to? Whatever. I'm like, man, axes don't require as much maintenance, and hammers require almost none. So in games, I'm just like, man, I just try and use like maces and stuff if I can, just because I'm like, I don't have to sharpen it. I ain't gotta, I worry about breaking a blade or any of that. Just smack a bitch. So,
Well, unfortunately,
I know
I'm
it's like it's an irrational thing because it's like it's a fantasy thing, but that's just the way my brain works.
like my character is more of a blade / crossbow guy, since I'm the trope of the vampire hunter character.
I mean, I was gonna say you're also kind of a dex guy, so it kind of makes sense.
Yep. Because I had a choice of either having 14 strength and 10, either putting a 14 to wisdom or strength, and I chose the strength just because I want to carry a bunch of weapons around and not worry about. I have a 10 strength. Let me math out how much stuff I can carry.
What you do is you take the feat in Pathfinder that lets you have a squire essentially, and you make him carry all.
What do you think I have Cookie and milk for now?
That was like always the thing in like Pathfinder. As a fighter, you would have a retinue that would follow you around and just carry all your shit. It's like a golf caddy, but for weapons. It's like, yes, I think the Zweihander will be the appropriate one for this.
Yeah, what was it when you were playing? What was it? Rise of Rune Lord. We had my GM. My charisma is so high that my GM let me pick up the epic version of from 3.5 leadership followers, and I just had like a system of just followers across the world of freaking.
Yeah, I never did
Rise
something
of
like
Lord.
that, but I did do. I have done stuff with like the backgrounds that give you like a
Let's just say
faction agent kind of thing, to where like
there's
I have hidey holes and like places you can be like, I'm a whatever, and they're like, okay, and then you can. It's essentially what I would. What?
Oh, spoiler of Rise of Rune Lord. When the certain invasion happened, our town was so far prepared for it that the captain of the guard was like a 7th level cavalier, and he just owned like 2 of those creatures that was just stealing beer. Murdered one because he critted the other one, just turned back around and knocked the hell out of the other one. It was kind of funny.
Oh my God! Somebody made a Gorehow replica, and I want it, but I don't want to pay.
So-
I'm not gonna pay $400 for it.
So you're able to sell everything for about 341 gold pieces.
I'm gonna say yes.
Okay, add it to the group loop again.
Adding it to the list. Let me know, by the way, if you ever can't see the thing, because I have it. Because I run my Roll20 in a dark mode, so I have stuff highlighted for me, and I don't know if I might mess it up for everybody else.
It's fine.
I can't tell. You can roll 20 on a dark mode?
So I use stylus for Chrome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a dark mode for everything because I have a light sensitivity. So, but bright white actually fucking causes me pain.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I know. I get the same way when I'm not out. I haven't gone outside for a few days.
Yeah, well, it's like that for me, like even inside though. So like we got these when we built this house, my bathroom had all right, we're up to 606 gold, by the way. 20 platinum, 606 gold. If my math is right. Which I think it is. If it's off, it's not off by much. But we had these bright ass LED lights, and I flipped the first time I went to the bathroom, flipped the lights on. It was like a fucking flashbang went off. The first thing I did within 20 minutes, I had replaced all those bulbs. It's like this it literally hurts.
Oh yeah, by the way, when we get to the rock area, we can get feet armors fitted.
Yeah, that's what I assume we're gonna do all that stuff.
Yep.
So, and I really want this Gorehow. So
It can be done for I'd say a portion of the price of their half plate.
Yeah.
I want to
That's
say,
fine.
well, let me
We'll
see how
figure
much
it out.
half plate is worth. Half plate, it
Half
is
plate's
worth 750
or
gold
750?
pieces.
Yeah, 750. That's right.
I'd say for at least 50 gold pieces, it can be refitted.
It's not. We can do that. It's no big deal.
Yep. Is that cool with you, Cotton? Now you have awesome armor now.
Yeah. I
At
think
least
it's-
15 armor class.
Yeah. 15.
I don't think she has dex, so
Gonna Con, do you have a shield?
Yeah. That's how
Okay.
some of them missed me before.
Okay, that's why I was like, are we about to go shield shopping?
I have
about
a circular shield.
Okay. So yeah, 17 armor class.
Not bad.
And I'm guessing you have a dex too.
No, she doesn't. I don't think she does she?
I took strength and con over dex.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, still 17 AC for someone who's not generally in frontline combat. It's pretty good.
Yep.
Keep in mind for the future, you guys do have access to getting adamantine and mithril armor.
Oh yeah, you already told us that was in our thing.
Yeah.
I was gonna save up for it at some point. I'm not sure which one I wanted to get, depending on.
Yeah,
I want to get cast off.
I had a construct character in Pathfinder once that his arm he could replace it, but it was attached with explosive bolts. So if I needed to switch out, he would just the arm would just like the bottom part would just explosive bolts, arm would detach. He'd grab his other one from behind him and then twist it and go into combat. It was fucking awesome.
Sounds amazing aesthetic.
It's like a cast off arm. Oh yeah, no, it was still like we're using the same actions I normally would. I just made it look badass. It's like, what's the point of being a fucking steampunk or like magic construct thing if you can't do awesome? Like he had a heavy crossbow built into his arm, kind of like the Dwemer constructs in Skyrim and Oblivion. So it's his arm was the heavy crossbow.
I think I had like a wizard that was specialized in the making constructs, and I had like a a familiar that I eventually made my companion, my thing that just kept enchanted with like just magical spells, and basically it just switched out like arms to do like magic missile shots, and then switched out to do like fireball shots. I spent more feats on that actual creature than my main character, which is kind of funny.
I wish they hadn't nerfed the fucking artificer homunculus so badly. They made it worthless in 5e. It used to be so good.
Yeah. But Pondo, do we eventually meet our friend there? The dwarf?
Yeah, is that what you're wanting to go do now?
Well, we came all the way out here to see him.
Are you going to okay, so you did go to Tavern Rock?
Yeah, that's where we hit.
Okay. Oh yes. Well, there's armor places in Baldur's Kingdom as well. That's why I was confused.
Yeah, we were going to go meet up. We're in Tavern Rock right now. We're getting armor fitted. I'm checking the schedule for the Ride Arena if I can get my rematch, and then we're gonna go see the our favorite old man dwarf.
I'm trying to think if there's anything I want to do.
I was just a level 1 or 2 character when I fought her. Now I'm level 5. I came back and man.
Here's the real question: has she leveled up as well?
I don't know.
The real question: was she level 5 to begin with,
or was she higher?
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah.
If I know Pondo, she's probably a level 8 gestalt. And this is gonna be a hell of a fight.
I haven't made any NPCs gestalt.
Oh wow, really?
I've thought about it, but I decided not to. I was going to keep that special to you guys.
You know what?
Because if I
special.
Yep.
Because if I was going to make an NPC's gestalt, I'd totally make Gref a fighter bard, so that way he could be a rune knight and increase his size. So you could be huge size.
The game I want to run is Wrath of the Righteous for us, the Pathfinder game, but we're going to use 5e rules, and y'all, instead of being mythic, there's going to be gestalts in that game as the chosen ones kind of thing. And y'all just have a lot of stats.
I'm trying to convince my GM, because a lot of us are on my Friday DM, because most of us are WoW players, is I have the 5e WoW conversion rulebook that
that's another one. I kind of want to run the thing with keep like dungeon as a D&D dungeon, because that seems like that'll be so much fun.
I helped somebody make a Dead Mines one shot. It was pretty good.
Oh, Dead Mines. Yeah. Ooh, that's the one thing I miss from being Alliance. Not being a Horde versus Alliance, Dead Mines. I know you can do it as a Horde, but that's a long ass walk.
Yeah. But, man, I'll post the 5e, the WoW 5e thing. I should find it. I've got it somewhere.
You can hagger.
I just find it. It's in my collection of 6 terabytes of garbage. Anyway, trying to think if there's anything I wanted. I mean, I guess we go ahead and travel and just say we've done a flashback when I find something. I mean,
That's fine.
you know, it's nothing special.
Well, he's going to give us our list later of that stuff that was added on, but
Well, yeah, but I'm just looking through and seeing, like, because obviously I'd like to get better armor, but plate's expensive, so I'm not gonna sink our funds like that. Although I do have I do still have some personal gold. 'Cause the stuff we've been like looting and stuff, I've been keeping on the whatever sheet, but the stuff where he's like, oh, here's 30 gold for each of you, that I'm keeping that, or was it 40?
Yeah.
Whatever.
No,
it was 40.
It's like, yeah. So
I gave up my 40 to have a permanent mount in that area,
yeah, and so I gave up.
or a wagon.
I would have sent off my customary, obligatory rather, 10% to the thing.
Would you let them know that you joined the guild as well, the adventure guild?
Yeah, I'll let them know I'm doing some guild work just because there's not a ton of.
It keeps lining up.
Well, I mean, if there's some monsters to hunt, I'll do it. But I mean, I'll state that, like I'll tell them, I'll be like, there's a town, there's kidnappers, whatever, opportunity presented itself. I'm not gonna not help them. Like it's just.
Which is
And like
fine.
fees, part of the church. I'm
It's
a
just,
technically I'm not really part of the church, but I know the father.
as far as
I'm
I'm
more-
aware, I mean, I would argue, look, they're monster hunters, right? Dude is kidnapping and selling people or sacrificing people. Guy, I mean, he's a monster.
Well, the Runars Watch aren't just straight monster hunters. They're more of like a semi-religious, not really mercenary. It's how to explain this in the easiest way. They're not government funded, but they hang around the Wolfrock Empire typically.
Yep. Beat my chest.
What was that group in Skyrim?
Dawnguard.
Kind of. The other ones that would
Like Fighters Guild and stuff like
no,
that.
there was like a group in Skyrim that gets wiped out in Dawnguard DLC. That were like a religious, pretty much a bunch of paladins.
Yeah. I know.
I can't remember the name of it.
I have to look it up now. 'Cause I'm gonna fucking bother.
Alkir.
Oh, fucking. I'm looking it up because it's gonna bother me. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, it's essentially like that. They're separate entity that gets funding from other means, not necessarily through the government. They might throw in some money here and there because they're helping protect the lands and taking care of the stuff. But
taking care of business.
yeah, they do go after monsters. They do go after like gnolls, humanoids, stuff that are causing problems to innocent people.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, so they probably don't have a problem. I mean, because it kind of lines up. I mean, if I get paid double for or whatever. I mean, they get their cut, so they probably don't give a shit, right?
No.
Still completing the same objective, and it's not like I still would prioritize the watch over the guild, but if I'm gonna,
they would still call you in on occasion if you were needed.
It's fine.
If they wanted to speak.
And we'll probably just tag along as your.
Well, it's just if I'm going to be running around with guild members doing guild stuff, I might as well get the benefits of being a member. Right?
Yep.
It's like it just makes logical sense.
And I even got your rank upgraded on the first day.
Well, he was there for the dragon fight, so.
It's like we have the Adventurers Guild in New Game Plus, and it's like they assess you, like give you a rank based on whatever. And I like how everybody was like, all the people in the party were like one rank, and then Spoot was like level like rank 1 or something. It was I can't remember the exact thing. It was really fun.
It's fine. Anyway, do we meet our dwarf guy?
Yes.
Oh my
Since there's nothing else you guys can think of doing.
Well, I'm trying to do my side thing after we get done with the main reason we're here.
You want to get your butt kicked after. I got it. So you're not all depressed and beaten up before you meet the dwarf. Got it.
Okay, Pondo. Popping off at the mouth.
Tyrion's just mostly just hanging around the tavern, drinking some ale that is probably considered too light for him. And it's probably normal ale for humans and half elves and elves, stuff like that.
I know that feeling. It happens to be on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Happens to be in real life, to be fair.
He sees the three of you and motions to sit with him at his table, and kind of before he starts talking, he seems like he's either trying to find the words or he's trying to struggle actually communicating. This
Right.
Yes, this is a bit out of character for me, but I tend not to try to ask for help. I am wanting to take care of some business that I should have a long time ago. And I was wondering if you all could assist me in that.
What's your business?
Depends on what needs to be done.
A long time ago, I used to have a family that I lost. There was a group of, I'm not sure what they were. They were men. It was hard to see. There's so much going on at once, but this group of bears just came in and wrecked my home in the woods back in Frostborn. Took everything essentially from me. I'm wanting to go find them and see who exactly were the ones who did it. Because that many bears at once is not natural.
Unnatural.
Thank you.
I see where you're going with this.
I have been avoiding going there by myself to investigate. It's a lot of hard memories.
Probably a smart idea.
Since then, I've had a natural distrust of people.
It's a good policy to have in general, really. People are generally stupid and overreactive.
Yes.
This seems legit. Well, I'm willing to help. We just have to help. We have to wait some armor to be fixed for our companion over here, and I have some personal business to deal with, and we'll be on our way. Is that fine, sir?
That's fine by me.
Okay.
I'm glad you could help. I could possibly do it on my own, but I would rather have someone else to help me.
You helped us with the dragon, so at least we can do.
Favor for a favor, it's pretty good.
Well, when you all are ready to go, you can meet me in the capital of Frostborn. We will go out for there.
I just realized this is like a I'm trying to think of the people who own Mass Effect.
Bioware game.
Bioware game. Like when you're ready to go, just meet me at the
meet me on the normal. Well, this is essentially every companion has their companion quest, right? That's what that is. More or less, that's what it feels like. And I looked it up. The only people, the Alakir are the only two that they get wiped out. I know there's the companions, which the watch seemed kind of close to in a way, but
yeah, it's a mixture of both. The Alakir is what I was talking about, where they had some religious stuff to them, because they are.
It's just the two guys looking for the woman in Whiterun are the only two in Skyrim that I can remember.
No, the Alakir. That's the.
Well, I mean the faction, but I mean in Skyrim, there's only those guys, as far as I can.
I'll have to look it up.
Yeah, it's weird.
But essentially, the vampires went and wiped them out. They're
the Dawnguard.
No. Well, Dawnguard. You either win or lose with them. Now I gotta look it up, but
I know it was bothering me too.
Damn it.
You must know.
Zura, Bale. I don't know. These are Daedric gods. Hold on a moment.
Which is weird. I brought Skyrim and I had to stop because I got it on my Xbox and it was like I'm so used to playing on a PC now.
Oh yeah, no, that was the first thing that it's like once Sky UI came out, I'm like, it's like, you know,
It's hard to play without it.
you can't play without it. I refuse to play it without it. I don't like playing PC games with Xbox or console interfaces. It's just
Stindar Watch. That's what it was.
Sindar's Watch. Oh, I know what. Yeah, that is. Yeah,
Because I
Sindar's
wanted
Watch.
to play Archer Caster, and you had to literally pause the game, switch out all your your bow into spells, empty out your hand, and I'm like, this is dumb. I'm pretty sure on the PC I could just push a button and switch stuff around.
You could do favorites in the console version.
Yeah, but it wasn't. But
It's not
wasn't
as easy with Sky
good.
UI though.
Yeah, you couldn't do the traditional like hit 1 through 0 and switch weapons like you can set it up to do on PC.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
wanted to do. Just like shoot him with an arrow, basically drop a fireball, and then like switch the arrows and shoot the remainers down.
Yeah.
That's the kind of character I wanted to do.
Yeah, Vigilance of Stindar. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I remember those guys.
That's who I was
Sky-
speaking of. It's kind of like them.
Yeah, they're like warrior priests. Yeah, no, I got you. It's like, yeah, it seems like a mix between the Dawn Guard and the Vigilance of Stindar for sure.
Yeah.
I get what you're putting down. Oh, God, I'm trying to think if there's anything I really want or need.
Well, I guess I
Well,
go
you
to
could
my
do some gambling.
I go to my
Yeah.
side quests.
There's a certain perfect opportunity to gamble for Alex here.
Oh, by getting his ass whooped.
You gotta bet on him or bet against him. It's up to you.
I mean, if he's going against the Alpine Hammer, man, I gotta bet on bet on my girl there because might whoop his ass.
What does the physical odds in the
Yeah, what is the when I go up to the guy, because there's a guy like at a booth, right? Like it's like,
Yeah,
what are the odds?
it's probably about 4-1 favoring
4-1.
the Alpine Hammer.
Fucking Christ.
damn?
I mean, he does have some. What were the rules for fights in here?
It's essentially almost
straight up.
anything goes. Just
Anything goes. Fuck, man, he's got a bunch of points in a paladin. I'll bet 40 on Alex, and he better not fucking disappoint me, because
That means you get 10 back.
400? No,
I get 120 back.
is it 120?
We said
Oh, you
4 to
put
1.
oh yeah, 4-1.
I
Sorry,
don't
think
remember exactly how the odds thing works. I thought
I think it's.
I think it'd be 160, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's why I was
4
looking
times
at
one?
the other one.
So I think it's either 120 or 160. We can
We'll say
figure
it's
it out. Yeah.
160.
All right, that's fine. I can do that. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it.
All right, Alex.
I'll give Alex pep talk and be like, look, just don't tire yourself out. Let her, you've got some fancy stuff now. You've learned some fight. Also, I bet a lot of money on you. Don't fucking lose.
Wait, what? You believe in me?
Yeah, something like that. Just give him
I
a
want to go out.
give him a
and
smack on the
street.
ass. Be like, just go. You get out there and fight, and then I'm going to go get a beer.
I missed that, Cotton. What?
While you're doing that, I'm gonna go perform somewhere.
Yeah, that sounds legit.
You can go ahead and make your performance then.
While she's doing that, I'm gonna run to the gentleman's room real quick.
That's fine.
I think the Alpine Hammer is some great warrior, and she ended up being a bard.
Cotton, go ahead and make a 4d4 times. Nope. 5d4 times 4? 4. Yes. There we go. That's how much gold you got. All right. Alex,
So
the Alpine Hammer, your greatest nemesis, stands before you with her warhammer, ready to just slam into you.
I size her up, and so I'm like looking up to her because I am not a.
In all her Goliath glory. Little men come to play again.
Yes, little man, come to play again.
Little man
This
better
time-
better expect his head to go up ass.
But if I win, can I get a date?
That's a funny joke, little man.
Hey, you had nothing to lose.
No, because you have everything to lose.
Yeah, I tried.
We'll find what breaks first, your body or your spirit.
I can be very stubborn.
Okay.
And I guess we roll initiative.
Go ahead and roll initiative, buddy.
Okay, I don't have a token
Not going to worry about that at the moment.
because it's not going to let me roll.
Just do your...
Let me see. Yep, it's not letting me roll.
Okay, well, let's...
That's why I wanted a token.
All right, let's just go back to this map real quick then. It's just going to be a one-on-one fight.
Got my beverage for the fight.
Unless you're planning on just running around everywhere, which would be a dick move.
I'm trying to run around.
You gotta fight like a man. I mean, he's trying to get her respect, right? You gotta fight like a man.
Puny man use stick to hurt me. Puny man gets no respect.
Oh, I'm not gonna go. You know what? I bring out the I guess I bring out the katana. It's like, oh boy, here I go getting the shit kicked out of me again.
Very honorable.
Alrighty.
Okay, 18.
You know, I'm having surgery in the morning. I probably shouldn't have been drinking, but yeah, fuck it.
Oh, probably not.
That'd be fine to be out of my system in an hour anyway.
So what'd you say, 18 is yours?
Yep.
Oh, 18.
God,
I'll let you go first.
Handmade axes now.
Okay.
Problem.
I bring out the katana and I declare my channel on her as I swing into her.
Okay.
Do. Oh, I said my Wakasaki. Okay, let me see. Roll advantage. 18.
Let's see here. Does that hit? That does hit.
Okay.
So
It did not do damage correctly.
is that your great sword one, or is that the
No, it's
short
the
sword?
one.
The great sword.
Okay, that's you.
Wait, if you just attacked with the great sword, it's shown as a 1d6.
Oh,
I think
wait,
I think you
short
attack
sword
with your.
Oh,
Con-
I attacked with the wrong one. You're right.
Yeah,
I should re-roll that then.
great sword would be.
We'll just roll another d6 and then add whatever your strength is.
It'd be 2d6 plus strength.
Okay, 2d6 plus strength.
Well, just roll another d6. I already rolled one.
Yeah, it's already rolled one.
Okay.
So 9 plus what's your strength?
14.
So 2. So 11.
Okay.
Plus 2 more, so 13.
Okay. Swing again because I finally got a bonus to attack.
Yeah,
thing.
right.
It's like,
To attack
yay.
Oh, yeah.
14.
Yep, 14.
And she hasn't gone yet, so I get one more attack.
What are you getting the extra 2 from?
Plus...
I mean, you have two strength.
Ranger. He had to. He took him anyway.
Okay, I got you.
Okay. I've gone before her, fortunately. Ooh, that's a crit.
It's indeed a crit.
It didn't roll the additional crit damage, though.
No, I did. What did you in the crit box?
The
did you
crit.
put 2d6 in there.
Just roll another 2d6.
Yep. I'm gonna do a smite on this crit.
All right. Well, I'm going to do a stone thingamajigger, whatever it was called.
Yeah.
Stone's endurance.
There we go.
Okay,
Only
let me see.
5.
2d6. And the smite damage is. I'm going to do a level 2 smite.
13.
So that'll be 3.
Plus 7. Level 2?
Yeah, level 2.
Do you have level 2 now?
Yep.
Yeah, he should.
I guess, yeah, because you have to find Steve. So we, yeah, 68.
And here's a 2d6 from
Jesus.
the 2d8s from
Fuck, dude.
the extra thing.
Okay,
Oh, yeah,
so
Golden Stalker.
29,
Yeah.
Because that was the crit.
and then 8.
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
You're not wrong.
And I was like, I just shrugged my shoulders, like, I guess I'll just go in.
You know, you technically get 3 attacks on your first turn, right?
Yeah, I took 3 attacks.
Or did you? I thought you only took 2.
Yep,
I gave it my all.
I did that wrong.
She's
It's a lot
standing.
of alpha damage. It's a
I
lot of
could have
alpha
actually
damage.
blocked one of those attacks, but I didn't.
Oof.
Because she has a shield. Okay.
A lot of alpha.
Well, she takes those hits and grunts a bit as she gets ready to return the favor and to slam into you with her warhammer
There we
boy.
go.
3 times.
Oh,
Yep.
man.
Here it comes.
Berserker Barbarian, man.
12. Guess that's not. Well, no, it's 12 plus 7. So
Oh, that
19.
hits. Yep.
Maybe
No,
I should get into the arena. Fuck, man. I can make money.
just
Not 'cause
don't.
I just drop people. I just wouldn't be able to be fucking.
Just don't go up against Olga. You'll be fine.
I don't know, man.
9.
I might be able to take her.
Second hit. That'll miss. Third.
Because Volkar is a very technical fighter.
23.
That one would hit.
Yikes.
I would hit Volcar.
I've got shield and arcane deflection.
You take 11 more.
11 more.
So,
Okay.
I could definitely probably shield my way out of that.
They'll be at 46 right now.
Yeah, as long as they hit 23 or lower, I could get by on Volkar. It's really
Okay.
fun.
I go back to swinging her back.
Oh, I could do something else. That's fine. That'll miss.
That's a miss. And another swing. And I'll put a level 1 smite on this one.
Okay, that does hit. Yeah, I can't do anything about that either. All right.
That'll be my turn.
So 11, so 13.
Wait a minute. I guess bonus action now do the hunter mark on her.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Yeah, I should do.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a little too late.
Yeah, that was an extra free
D6
another 2d6
there.
worth of free damage. Well, when he crit, it would have counted.
Well, he did Valve Enemy first off.
I did vow enemy to get the advantage first.
I know, but I'm just.
You
I'm
actually
just
had the
saying,
advantage anyway.
If he would.
Yeah, but I might as well.
Yeah.
If he also would have had Hunter's Mark up, he would have gotten another 2d6 on that crit.
Yeah.
Okay, she's going to actually shield bash you.
Ooh.
Just don't get knocked down.
Nope, that's gonna miss. And she's just gonna swing with your hammer twice.
Wing and a miss.
Ooh. I'm like, show bash. Ooh.
Ah, damn.
Yeah. Shield bash is either really good or really terrible.
That's
It's always one. Like it's not just like average.
21 will definitely hit you. It's not shield bash though, but
Yeah.
it's just a hammer. Plus 4. Another 15.
Okay. Make concentration check.
Your forecaster.
So at this point, she's just fueled mostly by rage as she's swinging her hammer at you after slamming into you a couple times.
Oh, there we go. Oh, I lost a spell.
You didn't have a spell. Oh no, you did cast your Hunter's Mark first. It's okay. You'll have another chance now to cast it.
Okay, now I will cast the Hunter's Mark. And now I will swing the correct way.
Volkar is sitting in the stands judging you for your technique.
That'll hit.
Okay, add a die 6 to this. That's a 20 damage.
That is indeed 20
And I'll
damage.
throw a smite on top of that.
Okay.
So,
Just go all
Yeah.
out. Why not? Right.
yeah,
We can
'cause I
always
might-
spend the night.
All right, that's the first
Say we
hit.
Spend the night here before we leave. Too.
Okay, now for the next hit. Oh, that'll be a miss.
That's a major miss. All right.
Yeah.
Does she even bother with the shield bash?
How much health are you at, Alexander?
Yeah, I gotta take the 15 off. Give me 1 moment. 15. I am at 31 right now.
What's your overall max now that we've leveled up?
66.
Okay, I'm at 58.
I think she's going to swing at you 3 more times with her hammer.
What? Berserker Barbarian swinging 3 times?
Oh, actually, it's a lot higher than that. Never mind.
Well, I
Math
could
wrong.
have shield bashed him, but
My HP should be 70.
I'll let you in on a secret. I'm using the gladiator stat block, and I keep missing.
I'm at 60 HP. Sorry, I forgot to add my con to my total. Forgot.
My goodness.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Damn.
Oh, that's a nat 1 too. Fuck.
Yeah, she's just mostly angry at this point as she's failing to hit you badly.
Yeah.
I'm like,
She
well,
just throws her warhammer to the side.
Remember, Alex,
It's going to result in bashing your face in with the shield soon.
I gave Alexander, I was like, let her tire herself out. Like, you know,
yeah.
it's the technical way. Let them tire out and then you press your advantage. Save your energy.
Oh man. Look
If
of
you,
the
you know,
draw.
if you see that little tiefling on your shoulder.
Just a minute, let me throw my D6s, and it's gonna be 2 more.
Well,
smacks
that's
coming
the first one to knock her out anyway, as she just collapses.
Fuck yeah, 160 gold.
You see me hit. You see me like come up with the KO, and I do the multiple hit like combo as I move at the speed of sound. Just slice.
Oh,
And
you're
it's
going to anime with it?
I'm orange, and then like move past her.
Of course, he's
And,
going anime with it. He's got.
And I move faster at like super science speed. It's like nothing personal, kid. As the blood just spews from her, and she falls over. Not dead though, because this is the gladiator.
No, yeah.
Well, yeah.
She'll get healed later on, and when you meet up, it's like little man got lucky. Next
Some
time won't be so
magical aura.
lucky.
That
I said
guarantees that the last hit
so.
is always
How
the
about
money.
that date?
You do not deserve date. You want to live my luck.
What? I fought you in melee like.
Come back when you
Thank you.
rip animal's head off with bare hands. Then we'll talk.
He comes back as a druid. I've taken a points in druid so that he has bare hands.
Does it count that I cut off multiple men's heads with sword?
Can do that with bare hands.
Well, you can't win them. You can't win without them. Do my name go up on the champion gladiator board as a champion?
Yes, you've got some renown for beating the Alpine Hammer.
Yes, it's canon.
It was canon before. I never denied it.
I know. I just kept pushing it. Now you said it. Now it's canon. It's fun. I think it's a great fucking nickname. Like that would be like, you know, the announcer. The Alpine Hammer.
What's Alexander's new nickname since he's a champion?
Oh boy, that's right.
That's why I was like, I don't know.
He can't come up with it. It's never. He can't name it. It has to be somebody else that gives him that name.
I feel like for now it's Twinkle Toes.
You know what? Yeah, that fits my.
Oh my
fighting style.
god, yes. It's like you know, if you named like the mountain Tiny, right?
Twinkle Toes because the Alpine Hammer could not hit him for whatever reason.
Call him the Bumblebee.
Bumblebee.
Yeah.
No, I like Twinkle Toes. That's fun.
Tickle Toes works too.
I keep thinking of the Avatar.
Oh, yeah, I'll come up to him after the fight with my bag of winnings. Be like, "See, look, you did pep talk work. You did okay. It's fine." Now I
win
am
any
going
money
to
from winning.
I am going to go get some drink, and I'm going to get laid. I will see you later. I'm gonna go to I'm gonna go to the fancy establishment of ill repute.
Was there any prize for beating the champ?
Yes, do 5d4 times 4. Or no, 5 times. 5 by times 5. I'm sorry.
I thought it would be like a championship, like belt you run around with or something.
And beat the championship.
You mean you beat Helga? You didn't like.
You beat Helga, which is the
tournament or
first
anything.
step to the championship.
Oh wow! Is this gonna be a thing? Is this gonna be like the Pokemon League? I gotta go to each Coliseum. and
Well,
beat the gym leader?
I think it would be like Mountain Blade or something. Like there'd be like a tournament. It'd be announced, right? And you got to go through multiple rounds. I don't think it'd be like one and done.
Basically, I qualify for the tournament.
Maybe.
So you get 55 gold pieces.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna add 160 to my personal wealth. Thank you very much.
See, this happened when you believe in me.
You get lucky.
Yeah.
Oh, I got lucky extremely.
Yeah, it's the probability was not on my side at the moment.
You mean all those?
It's not so much that I believed in Alexander, and this is kind of meta. It's so much that I believed in the fact that he was a paladin and Smite's bullshit.
That too. I was
But-
like, ooh, I get a smite crit level 2.
Yeah.
The
as soon
smite-
as he did the smite crit, I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and add 160 gold to my character.
Yeah, the crit was not very kind.
No.
They're-
I mean, it could have gone either way though. If she would have got a good crit, and I mean, you know,
Plus,
she got 3 attacks
she-
around.
The gladiator
so, I
stat
mean,
block has brute, which means you get 1 extra damage die. So if she did crit, it'd been like 48 instead of just the
yeah,
2d8.
brutal critical is
Oh.
insane. So.
It hurts so much.
Yeah, if she is brutal critical, all she needed was a good roll, so that could have gone either way. I mean, he did only have like 30 HP, 1 crit, and he would have been out. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have 70 HP right now. Yay.
Yeah, I have
Oh, wait a
60.
minute, do I have
because of-
70? Nope.
Will be max
I
plus
keep-
con.
I keep mathing wrong. It's like I got con. Oh, I'm at 65. There we go.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go to a really whatever the highest class establishment of ill repute is, because
I don't know. It'd just be 20 gold, I suppose.
fuck it, why not? I'm a fancy boy.
Fancy boy.
You have to pay for quality, my friend.
They have choices of exotic taste or just plain.
Look, you have to
High-class
pay for the good
ladies.
stuff. You have to pay for the good stuff. It's fine. And that's what I do with my night. Because I assume Alexander needs to rest up after. I mean, he won, but he still got the shit kicked out of him.
Yeah, I did.
He took a warhammer to the face a couple of times. That's fine.
Yeah, that do not recommend taking Warhammer to face. Not good.
Gladiator. Actually, yeah, it would no, because I'm considered a CR4, and she's a CR5, so Gladiator, because I remember that stat block.
Man, I really wish that Phantom Steed lasted for longer than an hour. It kind of sucks that it doesn't.
I thought Phantom
No,
Steed
it's-
like had a super boost though. That was the catch.
The duration's an hour, which is
But
really
you move
annoying.
like a ridiculous speed though, don't you?
You move 100. It has a movement speed of 100 instead of 60, and it can travel 13 miles at fast pace. But it only lasts for an hour, which I hate. I wish. I mean, granted, you can you can cast it as a ritual, but it takes 11 minutes.
Yeah.
I kind of wish it was just like the wizard equivalent of Find Steed. Honestly, that would be cool.
Do you guys want to go on break, or do you want to just call it a night for now? As
I
we
mean,
prepare for the next.
I'm all for it's. I mean, it's up to everybody. I mean, I don't have anything to do, and I gotta.
I don't know. What did you have prepared for tonight?
Hmm?
As the question.
I prepared. I just don't know if you guys want to go ahead and jump into
I
the
mean,
main
I'm
deal.
off tomorrow, so I'm good.
I mean, we could still go. I mean, I'm not gonna go like a long. I mean, I could probably still go. You know, we still got what? Even by normal time, 30, 45 minutes. I mean, we kind of did start a little late due to us running our fucking mouths.
Yep.
We
But
do.
I'm still good to go. I got nothing to do. I got nothing but time. Nothing but time.
I'm an opportunity. How about you, Cotton?
Plus, I'm gonna be unconscious tomorrow, so I don't really care because painkillers are awesome. Don't do drugs, kids.
So then
That's the
we'll just go
doctor's
ahead and take a break,
Okay.
as we will be back.
I haven't eaten today, and yet I'm still drinking. It's fine. It'll help me sleep at least.
Whoosh.
Let's do it.
You know, this is my favorite part of the anime / video game, the winter area.
Man, just for giggles, this is what that horse looks like when I summon it.
We are back, and with a surprising victory for Alexander, who narrowly won. It was actually quite a landslide, but
Oh, one crit would wreck my world.
if all those had hit, you would have
Yeah,
been hurting.
But win's a win. So
Yeah,
Even though she said that I got lucky.
you did get lucky.
And I beat her anime style. Nothing personal, kid.
It's about to be personal.
And she still won't give me that day.
She's gonna visit you in the night.
She's about to go drink her juice, do her push-ups. She'll come back as 1 tier higher gladiator or whatever. A champion.
Become a clay gladiator. It's actually a thing. A half dragon gladiator.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, no. She's gonna go find a can of whoop ass and open it.
I think the next step in the humanoid like thing, I think is champion after gladiator, like a CR7.
I think it's CR9 is champion. It's like a 15th level fighter or something equivalent.
Yeah.
It's not a fun thing to fight.
Yeah,
I can't imagine.
Sure.
Oh no.
Imagine.
But,
anything that's half dragon is not fun to fight.
So are you gonna get my Pokemon League of that? I have to go to East Gym.
You might get called back and offered another fight or something eventually.
You know, seeing that fight, I was sitting there looking. I'm like, if I was in there, I also would have won even without the smite because I can do pretty good damage. I mean, he has the damage advantage, but I have the defensive advantage. I guess would be the better way to put it. So I might enter myself in the ring next time and see what I can do.
We could do a tag team.
Do a 2v2. Fucking, what is this, Warcraft Arena shit? Fuck it, let's go.
Yep.
Break out. Give me some stun heralds. Let's go. Warcraft references. All right. Yeah. So, I guess we head out. And I can already feel my drinks wearing off. Fucking useless.
So y'all make it to Frostborn, where the Tyrum is waiting for you, still sitting at a tavern, this time with much better ale to aid his whims.
And when we were hearing about it, I was like, wait a minute. Wasn't there supposed to be another dragon we were supposed to be killing? Oh well.
I thought we got both of them, right?
No, you only got one so far.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought
this
the second one attacked us.
Yeah, we stopped because we needed to check on the missing people thing.
Mm.
And then one of our friends called us. Well, our father was in that area too, because we had to go talk to him real quick. And then our friend needed some help, and I had to finish a side quest. And we're like, and it's like in the menu, it's like, if you go to the second dragon, that'll start chapter 3. And I was like, oh, we don't want to start chapter 3 yet. Oh yeah, I gotta hit Cotton up at some point before we can start doing scripting for our comic book or manga, maybe. We don't know.
You're muted.
I am?
No, Cotton is.
Asking about the comic that you guys were talking about.
Because I only work one day next week, so I might as well put a big chunk in that. It's just free.
Yeah. I wish I dedicate a lot of time to trying to sleep, but I get very little sleep. So I guess most of my free time.
I'll do the doodles, but I just need to know what to doodle.
Got you.
You guys got a storyboard?
That's what I'm thinking. I need to watch some videos on storyboards.
Storyboards are pretty easy. Like the way I do it personally when I write stuff is I do like you have like your main overarching objectives, right? Like it's almost like an arch, and then start some event and then the end of that arch, and then do that, and then then do like the medium important stuff, and then you can do the small details. That's how I do it, and it works out pretty well when I have to write stuff.
Yeah, unfortunately the story we don't know the overall arch, so
yeah, it's a little different. But I mean, if you at least know kind of what you have in mind, you can kind of substitute as you go. But that's my process for it anyway.
If you could watch the first episode and then jot down all the important stuff and maybe the second one, then we can work off that.
That's what I was thinking about doing. I was just gonna put up my dragon shield and be like, note here, note here. The worst decision in Alexandra's life, calling Feast off. It's been a running joke. His second mistake going into the arena with the Alpound hammer, but he fixed that for that second mistake.
She is definitely not soft anymore.
She's a little squishy.
She killed 3 men on the plateau with a fucking pencil.
I cannot deny these facts.
We call her Baba Yaga.
She's a Baba Yaga, the Dragon Slayer.
I love me some John Wick. Yeah, so okay. Stop getting sidetracked. Yeah, we're headed where was it we were headed? I don't remember the specific town. Sorry.
You're heading to the Frostborn of the capital Frostborn. I don't know if you guys want to just teleport over there or ride out there in a wagon.
Teleportation.
Well, yeah, we don't have the horses with us, so I mean.
Well, you have horses in Tavern Rock, which you're at the moment. Unless you're just go straight to teleport there.
What was the travel time? Via
Something
horse.
It would be a couple
stupid.
of weeks before we can
Yeah,
get to the
couple
capital.
weeks. A couple weeks is a bit much. Probably just top up the coffer for horse care and then teleport.
Yep.
Okay. So the three of you poof on over to Nelgara, the capital of Frostborn again, and you can see Tyrum sitting there at another table at this time with much better ale to satisfy his needs. Looking a little bit less grumpy in comparison to what you typically see him. I welcome you. You made it. Glad you did.
How is the ale here? Is it better than
Yes, let's water down like you typically have elsewhere.
a proper ale? He'll raise his hand and he will also procure an ale.
It is strong ale. Dwarven ale. Best ale.
proper ale. I
You know,
agree.
I think Alexandra would just, have a water, please.
Water. We'll have
It's
a water.
designated jar.
I haven't established his character drinks or not.
It's fine.
I don't think he really drinks.
I don't think Vic drinks, but she wants to be cool. She'll order an ale.
Oh, wait a minute. I did order ale, just sprinkle it on top of myself. Just have the smell of alcohol to try to get the people to kidnap me.
Oh, that's right. You did. I'm weak and defenseless. Please. I hope no one kidnaps me.
No. Yeah,
Oh, no.
I could see that.
I'm glad you all could make it. It's definitely nice knowing that you came by. Luckily, the area we need to go to is not very far off from here. It's a little bit past Mamdor, into the woods near the mountains, but
Well, it should be. It's pretty quick. I'm not worried about it. Not like I got anything better to do.
This is true.
Just he starts drinking.
I mean, you're adventurers. I can't promise much coin for you, but
That's fine. You helped us with the dragon. We'll help you with this. It's scratch our back, we scratch yours kind of thing. Yes.
I'll say you can take whatever you can find once we figure out what you might be looking for.
That I like to hear. Spoils are always good. So, do you have more information? Anything else new since
Does
we
this
last?
stuff always taste like this?
It gets better as the more you drink, the better it gets.
Okay. Should
Just give it a
start
couple
drinking it
minutes.
faster.
I'll turn Alex. Is she eating anything today? Because that might hit her pretty quick. I like that. It's like she wants to be cool. She's drinking dwarven
Now,
ale.
let me remind you that once you use the
went to the
teleporter,
portal, your stomach is empty.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's why I was like, looking at her like, as I'm sipping my water.
the last might want to get something to eat real quick.
Well, I think she has to learn how it goes, but we won't ruin her fun.
Does she drink often? I'm guessing not.
This is my first ale.
We
I
should
don't
get her
think so.
something to eat.
Yes, we get her something to eat, and bartender, I would like your finest vodka, please.
What do you have to eat? I'm more interested in the food.
We might have bar food. Some of the best food I've had is at bars, to be fair.
I love appetizer foods, man. They're
There's a
terrible
bar-
for you, but they're so
There's a
good.
bar near me, dude. It's a bar and restaurant, and they serve the best fish and chips I have ever had. And it's like a thing of fish, like the size of the plate. It's massive, and it's great with a strong.
It's definitely there's some salmon, some
Fuck yeah.
winter salmon, and
All about it.
potatoes, mashed
Oh,
potatoes.
Gotta get them starches, man. Yeah, I'm all about it.
It's cold area. Potatoes do good.
Oh yeah, you gotta get that hearty meal. Yeah, no, I'll order us some food, just because I'm a seasoned. I'm gonna say alcoholic, but I definitely say seasoned drinker. I'm not quite a dwarf, but in another life, I'm a dwarf in spirit. Let's put it that way.
Like on St. Patrick's Day, everybody's Irish.
I was told by somebody that I'm grandfathered in because I was born on St. Patrick's Day, and I'm part Irish, I'm half Irish, I guess.
I can see in your beard.
The other half is. I know it's funny. My beard is red, but my top of my head is brown.
Yep, I have a lot of friends that are that way.
I get it from my grandfather, but then my other half is German, with a touch of Cherokee thrown in there, but mostly Irish and German. So that's why I assume that's why I metabolize alcohol extremely quick. I can be 3 sheets to the wind, and then less than an hour later, completely sober, which is great, but also sucks because
I took 17 shots on my 21st birthday and I came home fine. Nor did I have a hangover.
Probably I've never been hungover.
That young blood.
Oh, I also think it's because I just generally feel like shit. So even if I were slightly hungover, I wouldn't notice. But I always, if I have, because I drink mostly whiskey, probably 95% of my drinks are whiskey. As I mentioned, as for mentioned drinking, Henley, I was sitting there, he's like, how do you just sit there and neck a bottle of whiskey? I'm like, I don't know, practice. But yeah, no, I can put some serious alcohol down and then just be sober. And it kind of pisses me off, honestly, because I don't get to enjoy it long enough. But whatever. Anyway.
Good times. Yeah. Anyway, we head off into the great wilderness.
I want to know how fucked up Fia is off of a dwarven ale.
She's probably, unless she gets more, which I don't know if Tyrion would allow that or not. I doubt it.
I doubt it.
She's probably definitely got tipsy off of it after drinking it. I don't think she got super drunk.
Because he's basically our foster dad when our actual dad's not there.
I don't know if that's true or not, but in this case, for her safety, I guess. Tyrion obviously leads the way over to where they are. It's about a couple days journey through the blistering cold winds, the snowy, not really blizzards, but the snowfall. You go past Memdor into the woods a bit more secluded than you'd probably previously thought. He takes you eventually to like a log, what used to be a log cabin, it would appear, but it's definitely been busted through and torn up a bit, as it looks like a bunch of bears went into it and ransacked it almost.
Well, I start looking for clues. Wait, by the way, I saw my mount once we get to this, yeah. Like I'm Steve.
Either one of you can make an investigation with advantage, or you can all just make investigation roll separately. Primarily first.
Let's go separately.
Investigations and intelligence, isn't it?
It is indeed intelligence.
Yeah. Give it a shot. Why not?
Yes. Is the wizard's perception? No, that's not true.
17. Well, I guess we're 22 with advantage. It depends on whatever.
Okay, well, let's see. It was the 17, then 19, then 19. Yeah, the three of you are able to see all sorts of bear claw marks around the windows, the doors. Obviously, there's no footprints because whenever that happened was quite some time ago. But the marks still remain, and the inside you can still see small remnants of blood that were left behind. There's no bodies that were there. The odd thing about the claw marks is they're not what you typically see from a bear. They're missing in a pin, like a
Finger.
finger almost.
Yeah, because
Just
bears
an
are
owl
what,
bear?
4 or 5.
I believe they're 5.
I believe so.
Sounds like owlbear shenanigans.
So instead of the 5 claw marks, there's only 4 for slashing.
Looks like we have to go domesticate some owlbears, guys.
Can I compare? I kind of want to see if I know anything. Do I? Yeah. All right, let me rephrase that. Try to recall, obviously, large bear-like creatures that would have 4 claws, because I mean, bears generally don't roam around in massive packs either.
No.
I don't know what that would be under.
Many things, because that's how knowledges work.
Yeah.
I'll
I can think of, like, an
say
Arcana and the survival.
it'd be either nature, arcana, survival, which is I guess technically a knowledge skill.
Arcana is my best, so I prefer to use that.
Go ahead and use arcana. It's just whichever one you use, you'll get
That's the
something
one
slightly different. Okay. It is not owlbears, because owlbears more so have claws of like talons.
Yeah, I think
rather
they're,
than
more-
like bear
they're
likes.
more- Well, like bears, because bears are all like forward, and like, I think owl bears have like they're like
Talon
not the
claws.
same arrangement, I believe. But
I was hoping that my dream would come true. We get domesticate owlbears.
No.
I have to get to domesticate something else. If we don't kill it first.
No, bears have 5.
Okay, I thought it was. I knew it was 4 or more. I can remember. I'm not a
Yeah.
fuck. I don't remember what the whatever ologist for that sort of thing is, but
Owlbears have
thought Elbows had 4. But
I think it's random. Depends on who's doing the art.
True.
That's the key. Who's doing the art?
Honestly, half the time I base that shit on whatever the most popular mini for it is.
Yeah.
Because I just use it as a physical thing. Because like you pull up owlbear, some have like 4 all forward, some have 3 with like a thumb.
Yeah.
Some have 5, some have 6. It just depends, I guess.
I'll say owlbears typically have the same amount, but they're more talon-like and would leave
for sure.
deeper gouge than what a typical bear would.
They're curved versus a bears are generally more straight, like a knife blade kind of thing. Bears fuck you up so bad.
You can't really think of any other bears that would only have the 4. You can think of the off instance of the Bjornslek over near man, I'm blanking on my own name.
Frostborn?
Not Frostborn. They're actually to a continent north of Frostborn, which is Froseheimer.
Rosenheimer.
Yeah, Frozenheimer.
Rosenheimer, yeah. Das ist gut. Yeah, I mean, but with all the how common teleportation is, I say common, it's available. It's not like some mystic science that only,
It's
somebody could bring it over, is what I'm saying. Like, it's not
really the only ones that have access to that are, to any sort of immediate knowledge, is the big guild. There's still not known as to how it was introduced to the guild or who set them up. But as far as that, no one's really been able to accomplish that much of a feat. it is known that it would take a really, really high leveled wizard to sort of accomplish sort of thing.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I that might be more what I know about the Arcana part of it than anything. Is that
So you're not
like you have to get something like that here, or it's something's unnatural, maybe.
Yeah. So you wouldn't really know how exactly they did it. You would just have doubts that they would teleport it here from
Yeah, I'm kind of
From their
just
continent.
inferring that, like, if it's something from super far away and it's this aggressive, I mean, magic might be involved. It's like, yep, warp fuckery. But, you know, arcane fuckery, I guess. But so it's not impossible, it's just unlikely, I guess is my point. Yeah, I'll point it out and tell people that these aren't normal bear marks. And then I'll explain how I've come to that conclusion, you know, like what I do know what it might be, but I'll definitely mention that I'm not sure, you know,
Okay.
without
So
actually knowing for certain.
the other thing that could pop up would be potentially instead of the bear folk, but the werebears. Not really bear folk. The Bjornslek
You're slick.
or the werebears, technically.
Yeah,
Bear bears.
I'll definitely.
And the best that you could surmise is that they didn't get the other claw in because they're opposable thumbs.
I'll let him know that. I'll ask the dwarf if he remembers anything specific, like anything specifically odd. Like, I understand the violence of action. You know, someone's attacking you. Like, you're not super concerned with the exact details. You're just kind of like fight or flight, whatever. But if there's any other information that he can recall, as terrible as it is, it would help to figure out what the fuck happened.
The most that I can recall of just seeing them as bears, they were definitely brown pelts, but they were running in at our family in all fours, which is, as at the moment you could surmise as they could have been just bears. But as far as I could see from my eye, they seemed about the size of a typical bear anyway.
Well, like I said, I'm not certain about my theory, but those do not look like standard bear claws. And I don't ever know if I don't ever recall bears attacking in a big pack like that. Maybe one, maybe two, but not like that.
That's why I was suspicious of being an elder. Someone was giving them the word rather than...
Yes, or controlling them in some way, controlling
Yeah.
arcane way or whatever. But I think we're obviously dealing with more than bears. Like I said, I'm not certain, but there's some evidence here that is compelling, to say the least.
I don't know any much about the Bjornslek myself. They're never really seen in this area at all, nor from what I know from the rest of the Oldheim. But
you'll know how wizards can be. As a wizard myself, I will tell you, there's some, you know that teleporting things is not. It's inconvenient, but it's not incredibly difficult.
The other thing I can think of is that they might have stowed away as far as one of the return trips from one of the expeditions up there.
Possibly. I know very little about what goes on there. I can't. It's not my area.
Not many people do. On occasion, they try to recruit for people to go up there, but there's not really many people dumb enough or desperate enough to risk their lives to going up to such a treacherous place.
Yes, I've heard you either can make good money or no money at all. It's in addition to being incredibly dangerous, it's just, why bother? You can make good money here at home,
As far as the other thing being the werebears, it's not something I'm familiar with either. Something I haven't encountered, but I have heard tales of them being in Frostborn on occasion, but...
I have also read stories and heard tales from watchers past, but I have never encountered them myself, so I am much the same position as you, yes. He'll turn to the other two. You guys, is there anything else you can pick up here that we might be missing? I would like to sit down and ritually cast detect magic though, just to cover my
Okay.
bases and see. Yeah, give me a minute to think. I will sit here and I'll just sit down on the floor and stare at the marks and just detect magic. Takes like what, 10 minutes?
Something like that. In the meantime, would Fee and Alexander make perception checks? See what else you can possibly find here. 13, 21. Alexander or Fee, you can definitely tell that the place wasn't really ransacked for food per se, but it was definitely just broken into, probably just for the attack. Alexander can actually, on one spot where like a nail is hanging out, see there's a tuft of fur that was ripped off. It's kind of just hanging there at the moment.
You see me pick up the piece of fur. Nice. I sniff it. Does it smell like bear?
I'm trying to think what that would smell like. Poop or snow?
I mean,
Wet bear?
Well, yeah, like that. I mean, musky, whatever. Just like a lot of outdoor animals have that same kind of just smell to them of like unwashed fur.
God, what would that even fall under?
My hunter sense.
I mean, has he ever tracked bears before as part of?
Yeah, that's the
Or
question.
just
Have you
something?
tracked bears before?
I track animals in general.
I've only ever been near one actual bear, and that was in a thing, and there were also wolves nearby. So I don't know what the smell is from the wolves or the bear, but it's just like that wet dog smell was very pervasive.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I mean, it smells probably bearish in nature. It's hard to tell, and you don't know how long this has been there.
Okay. I keep it for when I'm tracking to try to follow the scent.
Yeah.
But the whole time the animal was tracking me.
I'm sorry I'm not much help to you guys here. The only thing I can remember is that they came in through mainly the west.
I completely understand. When you're fighting for your life, you don't. Getting out or fighting back is more important than remembering little details. I completely understand.
Right.
I hit outside to see if I can find any footprints, like by moves of snow around, because they're pretty heavy creatures. Maybe they made an indent in the ground.
Yeah. I mean, if it's cold enough, it would have. I mean, the mud would be almost like it'd be pretty hard, like the dirt and stuff. It might actually preserve tracks and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm
So-
hoping. Like, well, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Like, like a deer or something, you wouldn't leave a print, but if it's that big of a creature, maybe.
Well, I mean, even deer will leave. You'd be surprised. When I've been hunting in Georgia and stuff, and even in Georgia during like even October, November, they'd still leave footprints that would be days to weeks old. So
Yeah, I'm just saying that the snow will cover it up, but if I move the snow along, you know what I mean?
well, yeah, I mean, because the ground is when it's hard like that and frozen, it doesn't just they stay much longer than normal or whatever. So.
Any luck with that? Pandu? Do I see anything on the outside?
Make a survival check.
Okay.
I'll give you disadvantage on this.
I might have a spell to help me out with this.
Might as well, right?
Yep.
That's what it's for.
Oh yeah, on the spell I actually had to find the tracks first. Never mind. That's the catch 22.
Well, I mean, you could try and find them, and if you do, then you could pop the thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. Let me see. Survival.
Do I have anything I can aid you with? Let me check up. Don't think so.
Going once.
I don't have anything.
Going twice. A 7.
Yikes.
Unless they count as humanoid.
Well, still, then it'd only be a straight roll. What did you get?
Then
Got
a
a
22.
7.
Oh.
Well, 22 with advantage, 7 with disadvantage.
I say it's you can't really find this digging up through the ground and can't really find any tracks at the moment, unfortunately.
Yeah, fair enough. You said west, my guy. Well, I guess we head west then.
So how long was this ago? Was this attack?
About 6 months or so, almost a
Oh,
year
jeez.
probably.
It's quite a while.
Aye.
Yes, our chance of finding anything in the wild might be a little rough, but we might need to go find somebody who knows more about what we think these creatures might have been. I'm coming up with not a whole lot. It might be worth a shot anyway. I would rather spend our time consulting someone who might know rather than trying to look and find nothing ourselves. That's my point.
I think we'd have to find someone that is which creatures are you speaking of? The weather bears or the Bjornslack?
Both, if we can do it. But we know that one has been seen around here before. The other is kind of a long shot, but weirder things have happened.
Very well.
Maybe we could look for a bit. If we don't find anything, then fall back on that plan. That might be a good course of action, but
I would have to go back clear to the capital if we wanted to.
yes.
I can take us through the shortcut through the woods at least. It will save us about a day.
What does everyone else think? What would you like to do?
Let's follow our nose. So our question is going into the woods or ask around the populace.
You would have to if you wanted to ask about the either of the ore, you would have to go back to the capital to check about it. So if you wanted to look, you can look, or you can just go straight back.
I prefer looking just because we're already out here.
Yeah, I think we look for a little while. If we don't find any, we could look. What time is it? Do we know?
It's probably about midday.
Okay, I think we could look, and then make camp, or stay here or whatever, and then decide if we want to go back to the capital in the next day or two or whatever. I think that might be a good idea, but it's up to everybody else. This isn't like having been so long, Oh, did my detect magic pull up anything?
It did not.
Okay. Yeah, then I got nothing else. Other than the claw marks, we don't really have any other evidence. And the fact that they attacked from the west, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. So they just burst through a wall, or do they knock the door down?
It appears they knocked the door down and went through the windows.
So if that doesn't, so the direction they came from doesn't necessarily mean anything. They just went through the easiest point of entry, which
Essentially, yes.
that's what a human would do. So it doesn't necessarily mean anything. Have any other ideas?
Not really.
So
Let's do this, Leroy Jenkins.
Yeah. let's just look around, I guess, see what we can find. We could either look in a group, or we could like spread out radially, like everybody pick a direction. If you find something, whatever, come back in an hour, 2 hours, whatever, and then exchange notes, or stay together. I mean, it's just whatever everybody else wants to do.
Let's split up, gang. How about we do?
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be going super far. It's just trying to find anything we could find. My hopes are high with it having been 6 months. It's a long time to try and track something, and after the fact.
I got you.
So how would each of you like to look?
Let's see.
I tried to find the smell of the wet bear in the air.
I'm gonna try and look if we know they're fairly sizable creatures from the description. I'm not looking for broken twigs, but I'm definitely looking for like trampled, like small trees that have been just completely knocked over, or like if something that size barrels through an area, it's gonna break some shit, right? It's kind of what I'm looking for. Because I would like to think that stuff like that, obviously doesn't grow back in 6 months, like young trees or whatever. So maybe that might be a possible thing to look for, but I'm not the best tracker in the world. So,
Alexander, how was you want to look?
I'm trying to use the smell effect. Just I got the scent of the bear and trying to see if I can smell like walking around like tree over here. Not really. And I'm looking for like claw marks on the trees and stuff like that.
I don't think you would be able to do that with your nose. You may be half elf, but half elves don't have fancy noses.
Well, I'm trying to do like a tracker would, like the taste, the dung.
6 months would be a bit rough for that.
Taste of dung. Alexander, 2020.
The taste of dung, I guess.
If he ever makes a band, that should be his first album.
Oh no, wait a minute! You don't taste the dung. You're supposed to put your finger to see if it's warm. There you go. But anyway,
definitely wouldn't be warm here.
Anyway, I look for like marks and stuff to see if there's any like trees that got knocked over, etc., etc. Survival stuff.
Man, technically proficient survival as well. It's just.
And I see if I would it like if someone would make a camp somewhere, what would it look like? Campsites. Any bones of the fallen people, since there's no bodies in the thing.
Each of you can make me a survival check. If any of you are pairing up, you can do it with advantage.
I wanted to look for anything out of the ordinary, like maybe a path that's been used a lot or something that.
Okay. Then if you're all separate, then you all make survival checks.
16.
16, 11.
I got a +4 in survival, but it's not as good as my Arcana.
5. Alexander, your sniffing and tasting tracking is not quite working out too well. The trail has
gone cold,
figuratively and literally gone cold at this point.
I
don't know if the dwarf went with if he went on his own direction, or if he went with anybody either. I don't think we mentioned it.
I think he went on his own direction. I'll give him a roll quick, because he could very well find something too. Nope. He finds nothing.
Do you have slightly red hair?
Who?
You.
I might have hints of it in my hair somewhere.
I'm like, it's different from your beard. It's like the opposite of what I normally see.
Yeah, it's the same problem. My top of my hair actually goes from like a reddish brown to a brown. It changes color, but I just keep it buzz cut.
It might also be
His hair is
delayed.
more of a warm brown, and his beard is like almost black.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
That's a better problem to have than I do. I'd rather have a darker beard than the one I got, but whatever.
Where's more coarse? I want fish in here.
Volkari, you're actually able to find along the trees. There's actually claw marks, much similar to the ones that you saw at the site, and on not really at random, but more systematically on the trees through the woods.
Like, I mean, yeah, it's kind of my line of thought is that if these didn't summon them right outside the house or whatever, if they just brought, whatever they came here, they had to come some way. So maybe they just, traveled single file to hide their numbers and just bulldoze their way through here. But
Fair assumption.
I'll definitely take notes. Yeah, well, I mean, big things, they don't, not exactly subtle creatures. So it's kind of what I was looking for. So if I find that, that's pretty good. At least that gives us a better direction of where they came from than how they attacked the house. Anyway, so yeah, if that's all we got. I mean, I think we might have set a time, like search for an hour or two, and then regroup. Back at the house, compare notes, maybe, kind of thing. What direction did I find these, by the way? I don't know if we
It is definitely seems to be going towards the west, but more favoring towards the south.
Okay, so south, or west,
so south, more southwest-ish.
Okay, definitely make note of that.
Yeah. I think this is a good point to stop for the night. Didn't quite get as much done, but it's fine.
It's fine.
I need to update your guys' overlays because you guys aren't level 4 now. I just now remember that. That's a shame.
Start next time comparing our notes. We got us a direction.
Yeah. So I'll say each of you can take 460, whichever evens out to an even number. Because I know you have like something 40.
We have 7440 right now, I believe.
So just take 460. Even it out to a number.
That works. So 7900. What do you need to 6? Because
I think it jumps up between 6 and
yeah, it goes up
after
to like 9 grand, I think.
Yeah, after 10 it just becomes static, I think, as far as per level.
So to go from 5 to 6, we need 14,000 actually. It's quite a bit.
Yeah, it's a major jump. I think after 5 it stagnates though.
Well, it's 14, 23, 34 or whatever. So it goes up, but yeah, we need some 5 to 6 is you need 14,000 total. So,
but the important thing is you made it to level 5. That's all that really
oh yeah, no, that's a massive power increase. So, but we should be at 7,900 to 14,000 just for your character sheets. So that's pretty good. So.
All right. So, is everybody good for next week or?
Oh, yeah.
It should be fine.
Yeah, unless something pops up, I'll be good to go.
Okay. So next week we will follow the lead that was able to be found.
Yeah, hey, it's something. Right?
Yep. So, until next time, we will be back.